Minasan, konnichiwa, Zamurai Engineer desu. In this current chapter, number 2, Systems Design, Job Order Costing, we would like to explain module number 7. So let us know what we are going to expect for this module. We use T accounts to show flow of cost in a job order costing system. T accounts. T accounts is similar to ledger. You can choose anyone. No, you can choose T accounts or you can choose ledger. Okay. So let's start examine the transactions in T account and journal entry forms in the job order costing system. So these are the T accounts. Raw materials, manufacturing overhead, and work in process are account names. Okay, they are important account names when we are talking about job order costing system. Raw materials, okay, material purchases, put it into the what? To the left side because it increased raw material. Okay, what happens next? Some of this material will be used for some specific jobs as their direct material. So direct material, some percentage of it or all of it, so will go to the work in process because it is used in processing to make a certain product. Okay, so again, because you are going to use it, so you have to decrease the raw material because it is now being used. You have to increase the work in process. Increase left side. Okay, next step. Indirect materials are also being used. So from our raw material, some percent of it will be used indirectly. So for other purposes, okay, not for making the product directly, but for support operation. Okay, manufacturing. Okay, so indirect here. Again, manufacturing overhead increase, so you have to put it in the left side. Okay, so next one is to look at the journal entry for that. Okay, journal entry for this. Okay, so material purchases, raw materials, accounts payable. You paid by loan, so accounts payable. If you paid by cash, so you can put cash there instead of accounts payable. So raw materials. So raw material purchases are recorded in an inventory account. Okay. Material usage. Direct materials issued to a job increase work in process and decrease raw materials. So just like what I've explained, indirect materials used are changed to manufacturing overhead and decrease raw material. Again, I already explained. So work in process, manufacturing overhead. So if you add the values here, if you add these two, that is equal to this one, so that they are balanced with each other. Okay. So the total raw material involved is the direct and indirect. What is the direct? That is the materials in the work in process. What is the indirect? That is the material manufacturing overhead. Okay. Summary of cost flow. Other cost, indirect labor, for example. Manufacturing overhead, that is indirect material. Okay. So for salaries, there are direct labor and indirect labor. For manufacturing overhead, we have indirect materials. So work in process, we have direct materials. Take note. What about direct labor? Direct labor will go to the work in process and indirect labor will go to the manufacturing overhead. Okay. And we already know where the direct materials and indirect materials came from. Okay. So from the raw materials. From the raw materials, going to indirect materials and the direct materials. Okay. So we already know that. So let us continue. For example, this is the what? Overhead salaries and wages. So direct labor and indirect labor. So the cost of direct labor incurred increases work in process, and the cost of indirect labor increases manufacturing overhead. So just like what I've already mentioned, we have this thing. So if you total these two, it is equal to this one. So another explanation, manufacturing overhead. We have other overhead. So we have indirect material, indirect labor, and other overhead. So that is non-manufacturing overhead. In addition to indirect materials and indirect labor, the actual manufacturing overhead costs are debited to manufacturing overhead account. So this is the title, manufacturing overhead account. This one. Okay. So let us continue. Actual overhead, in addition to indirect materials and indirect labor, other manufacturing overhead costs are charged to manufacturing overhead account as they are incurred. For example, what are the example of other manufacturing overhead? That is what? Property taxes, prepaid insurance. They are usually fixed, no? Accumulated depreciation. Okay. Those are example of overhead, and also the accounts that have to be paid for specific manufacturing overhead expenses. Okay. So if you add up all of these on the right side, that is equal to the value on the left side. Okay. So that's all for the current module number 7. Keep on practicing in order for you to be familiarize yourself in writing it down, doing the analysis. Okay. How to practice it better after practicing it several times. Make it a point that you hide the answer and then just think for yourself if you can do it on your own. So if you can do it on your own, just take a peek, take a look, then write down. Then the next cycle, the next repetition, okay, so hide the answer, then try it on your own. So that you can improve. You can improve. With that, reminder, this is your professor, Dr. EYPEI, preaching engineering for nation building.